Trash, Chapter 5, Part 2. Sure enough, just before noon, they brought up the 3 special McKinley trucks, and they dropped their loads. They kept us all back, so we were all just looking at it. I said to Raphael then, turning him around so no one saw, "Are you still sure, friend?" He was looking scared because I think he was just beginning to realise how big this must be. He said, very soft, "I'm more sure than ever, Gardo." So I stayed close. We tried to look just as happy and excited then, because the last thing I wanted was for anyone to think we were suspicious, scared, or worried, or hiding something. But I was frightened too, and I grabbed Raphael and made sure we joined in the pushing and the shoving like we hadn't a care in the world. When we saw Rat, we waved. He was squatting close by, smoking, and he would look over at me sometimes. But nobody looked at him, because Rat is grey as trash, and he has only the clothes he wears, which are so filthy he can move around and no one sees him. After a while, the police gathered all us kids together and got us working. They'd got extra hooks from somewhere, and as we were on level ground, it wasn't a hard job. We just ripped and spread it all out. There were about 100 of us. The people in McKinley have toilets, so there wasn't any stirp. McKinley trash is good quality trash: food, newspaper, a lot of plastic and glass. But the police wouldn't let us take anything, because as far as they were concerned, we were looking for just one thing. Then someone found a handbag, and there was real excitement, lots of shouting. It was blue and old, with one stringy little handle, so it was thrown back. Everyone very disappointed, and the police just watched us work, looking grim and their patience running out. By mid-afternoon, I guess we'd finished, and I don't think a pile of rubbish had ever got a better looking at. And the men on the trash piles had finished as well, and everyone was ordered down. Of course, we all would have worked for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. We were hoping to string it out and get 500 out of it, but the police were smart and could see that even in a mountain of rubbish, you can pick through what's on top pretty fast, and you can see what's new and what isn't. I saw the boxer policeman was back, the big guy who'd made the speech yesterday. I knew he was talking it all over with the site managers and 2 men in suits by the big black cars. There was a lot of arguing going on and lots of calls being made, and I could see the managers weren't happy. I think because the line of loaded trucks was getting longer and longer, the drivers were finally getting itchy, drinking tea all day and not knowing when they were going home. And you could see what the problem was. If the police allowed these trucks to unload new, fresh trash, the precious bag was going to be buried even further down, if it was there. But on the other hand, this was the city dump site, and how can you close down a dump when all these millions of people are sending stuff to it? How long before the city stops? But what must have been burning them up was that no one could be sure that the bag had even got here. After all, kids go through trash straight out of bins, in McKinley, same as everywhere. Sometimes you see them in the streets, sorting on the pavements. Also, like I said, kids get up inside the carts before they've even reached the dump, so they could not know the bag had even got to the dump site. It was strange to think that there were just 3 boys in the world that knew exactly where it was.